state of New Mexico could be held liable for a killing after mistakenly releasing a dangerous inmate from prison. That's according to the state Supreme Court, which paved the way for the victim's family to sue the state prison system. The decision surrounds Christopher Blattner, who was accused of killing a woman in 2012 while he was supposed to be locked up. News 13's Natalie Wattis has details.
Mr. Blattner, how do you plead to that charge?
No contest.
Nearly a decade ago, Chris Blattner pled no contest to the killing of his neighbor, Kathy Paquin, in 2012.
I've been working with the daughter of Ms. Paquin. Her mother was brutally killed by a prisoner who had a history of felonies, who had previously murdered someone, and who should have been behind bars for the next 3 years.
The crime happened after Blattner was mistakenly released from prison 3 years early because of a paperwork error, while he was serving a sentence in a drug case. While Blattner later rescinded his plea, saying he was high on drugs at the time, Blattner's wife told investigators he confessed to murdering Paquin and dismembering the corpse. Her remains have never been found.
There's really been no sense of justice at all in this case.
But Paquin's family is one step closer to finding that justice after today's decision from the New Mexico Supreme Court. A district court judge originally ruled that the Department of Corrections would not be responsible for damages off prison premises, and that New Mexico state law provides immunity for government entities against claims like this.
The courts were applying a special defense that prevented people from suing the state for the negligent release of prisoners, and the Supreme Court has now said that there is no such defense for that. A jury gets to decide.
The state Supreme Court ruled that immunity does not apply here, and Paquin's estate may sue the Department of Corrections for the damage caused by Blattner when he was out, because his release was the result of negligence by prison staff. Now, 12 years after Paquin's murder,
I'm just so happy that we can now take this case to trial.
the decision opens the state up to future lawsuits if inmates are released and hurt someone.
In my mind, this ruling will result in more careful, more responsive agencies in prisons and jails taking greater care to ensure that the staff are properly trained, that records are properly kept, and that inmates are required to serve the full terms of their sentences.
Natalie Wattis, KRQE News 13.
Blattner has never been convicted in Paquin's murder or the murder of a drug dealer he was accused of killing in 2007. The charges in those cases have been dismissed for now, while Blattner serves a 30-year federal prison sentence on drug charges.